What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 32 of Wings on Catella, the podcast where we talk about Orange County sports, among other things, the Anaheim Ducks, the Los Angeles Angels. For that, I have my regular dudes, guys, cast panel, friends, buddies,
Pals.
etc. Hey, pal. Hey, Zachary.
Hi.
Who is your favorite Anaheim 32?
I mean, it's got to be Stu Grimson, right?
Oh, you douchebag. You took mine. I hate you.
I mean, I could go through the list, but yeah, Stu
No,
Stu
don't go
Grimson.
through. You took the Grim Reaper, man. You stole it right from under me. I shouldn't have
Yeah.
gone to you. Shouldn't have gone to you.
I mean, he was the original
What about the
Mighty
flip
Duck.
side of Catella? Go flip side.
Uh, don't really have one.
You sure?
Yeah.
You seem to have one before the show.
On the Angels side,
Yeah, you sure? You sure seem to have one real quick on the Angel side.
I didn't say anybody for the Angels side
You
before.
said Brandon Wood.
That was you.
That was me.
That was you. Oh, it was. It was you.
Yeah.
That was me.
Hey, Jack, big Brandon Wood fan.
Two guys in black shirts with backwards hats. You
Yeah.
just can't tell the difference.
To introduce everyone to our friendly pals and friends and neighbors and stuff, that is Zachary Kavanaugh. He covers the Anaheim Ducks for the Sporting Tribune. That is Jack Janes with the other backwards cap and the Violent Gentleman shirt. He covers the Kings, Ducks, everything, Angels, etc. Man, Jack, your favorite 32 in Anaheim sports history?
I'm torn because Dave Winfield's really cool, but also, I mean, Angels pitching coach legend Matt Weiss also wore 32. So
Dang, man, I gotta stop going.
he was so popular.
I love Matt. Okay, I'm just gonna jump in on this because, like, Matt Weiss, like Jack Howell, I'm looking at the list. Like Troy Hawkins, the best dudes. I understand why the fan base doesn't like them as much, like especially Matt, but like best of dudes. So
Cal State Fulton Titan.
it's the best. He's still a good dude. Thomas Murray is also here, a producer, and covers the. I'm gonna say it, man. Covers the MLB draft for the Sporting Tribune at this point. MLB draft, Angels, UCLA, et cetera, et cetera. Who's your 32, amigo?
Well, you gave away my 32 with LaTroy Hawkins, pal.
It's a good one, man.
It was a good one. So let's go Amir Garrett then.
Good call.
Angels legend, baby.
Good call. Love it. You guys can follow us on social media at Jack Janes _, at Zach Cav, ZACHCAV, at Thomas _L _Murray. He is Tommy Lee Murray, but we call him Thomas anyways. You can follow me at Taylor Blake Ward. And you can find all of our work at the Sporting Tribune, and you can find this podcast as you have already on the Sporting Tribune podcast network, among other podcast media outlets. So
Final
for that, we're going to talk
32
today.
shout out. One more 32 shout out to Travis Moen, scored the Stanley Cup winning goal for the Anaheim Ducks, or I should say, credited with the game winning goal in Game 5. Thank you, Chris Phillips and Ray Emery.
You're good. I'm on mute.
Ray Emery's a good one too.
You're not on mute, Thomas.
Am I not?
What did he say? I didn't even hear what he said.
He said,
He
"You're
said
good."
it's
I'm
okay.
on
on
mute.
my mic. What?
You're probably going through your AirPods.
Oh, what the hell?
Love
All right,
it.
I'll switch
Yeah.
that.
Don't even edit it. Don't edit. No edit marks.
No.
Buddy.
All good.
Today we're going to talk about Angels position battles coming out of spring. We're going to talk about the John Carlson trade with the Ducks, some Radko Gudas things, among other things. He just keeps going. What do we got here, Thomas? He just keeps going here.
I just switched it. It was connected to AirPods and not my mic.
I love it.
All good.
So as we mentioned, we're going to talk Angels, we're going to talk Ducks, we're going to talk a few things. Let's get the intro out of the way. Intro's done. Let's go to the Angels position battles to start the show off. Looking at it, there are some key battles for a team that probably isn't going to be very good in the long run of things, but we're going to break it down because that's what we're here for. The fifth starting pitcher, I'm assuming that Grayson Rodriguez is taking the fourth role in that. That is a fair assumption, I think, even though maybe not merited. And then you've got relievers 4 through 7/8. You've also got second base and the infield reserves, and you've got center field and the outfield reserve. We're going to start with starting pitching. And I gave you guys all assignments, but I don't think I ever really capitalized on the who and what. So for this, starting pitcher number 5, right? Back man of the rotation at this point. Zach, why would it be or not be Alec Manoah at this point?
I think it would be Alec Manoah simply for the reason that you signed him to do that. So regardless of what he actually performs, you put your, one of your list of low risk, high reward. We'll see how it works out, guys, in the rotation. The reason he wouldn't be is what a terrible, awful week for Alec Manoah on the mound. What was it? Five gave up five, walked five, gave up five in 2 1/3 against the A's. Gave up 4 on 8 hits in 4 innings against the White Sox. Not where you want to be. Just a month out from the season starting, just a few weeks from getting back to Anaheim. I just we've said it plenty over the course of the offseason with these guys that it's like, oh, the front office can sell to the end of the day that these guys, if they work out, if they pay off, it'll be a great investment for us. Alec Manoah showing so far that what happens if that doesn't pay out, and now all of a sudden you have a guy that was supposed to fill in your rotation. Now you have an extra hole in that rotation that you didn't expect. What are you gonna do with that? And it's luckily for them, it's a 1-year deal. It's easily walked away from by the end of it, but not a promising start to Alex Manoah's spring.
I was gonna say, I think the fact that this is double league minimum, it's $2 million essentially.
Yeah,
before time. It's like, yes, they are paying him to be the fifth starter, but they're really not. They're paying him to be the filler gap, and he's been like, I'll give Alec this credit: is Alec did show up to camp in better shape than he has in the past. He showed up with a good attitude. He's shown up with this, but like you said, the spring training stats don't matter. And in this version, we're going to go spring training stats don't matter, but Alec has been the one that's been pushed the most, extended to his outings have been extended more. So he might be the most physically ready guy to start the season as a fifth starter. That would be the only argument I have. I agree with you. Alec does not look like a major league pitcher right now. That doesn't mean that he won't be by July. And like you said, you're paying him for 5-10 starts. That's the way I would look at this $2 million. I mean, mathematically, realistically, you're paying him for 2 starts with the way that money is with baseball these days. But if you get 5-10 starts out of Alec, I think you're fine. But I would not start that 5th game of the season. I would not have him throwing in Chicago on that second series. That's the way I would look at it.
I think the thing too that's maybe the most stand out there is the walks, right? The loss of control. If the Angels are going to be successful, which we talked ad nauseum that I don't think they are in any manner, you can't be allowing free base runners and free runs. That's just the easiest way to shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah. No, like you said, spring training stats don't matter, but it's pretty damning when you're allowing 10 base runners. You've allowed 9 runs over the last 6 innings. It's just, Alec just doesn't look like a big league product right now. And until he does, he's got options too. That's the other thing is I think if he'd accept assignment, I'd utilize him personally. So, Thomas Murray, who did I give you? Did I give you somebody here? So give me a reason as to why Jack Kochanowicz should or should not be the 5th starter to start the season.
Well, like you said, spring training stats don't matter. And we saw it last year where Jack Kochanowicz had a pretty good spring training and then just got obliterated in the regular season and eventually led to his confidence just kind of being shot come probably part of June. And he got optioned in July, I believe, right?
He made 20 starts though.
Yeah, because he got an option and got called back up the same week. He didn't miss a start.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, he didn't miss a start. That's right.
Jack was, if I remember right, Jack was the worst statistical pitcher last year, qualified pitchers last year. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt he was. And it's unfortunate. He's having a good spring, right? He's started 2 games. He's pitched in 3. He's gone 8 2/3 innings. And ERA is great. It's 2.08. And let's see how many strikeouts. 5 strikeouts. So, he's having a pretty solid spring training. But, the numbers are almost similar to what they were last year. Maybe last year's spring training, the ERA was a little bit higher, but he had more strikeouts. It's holding opponents' batting average down, so there's that. But I would say it was lower last year. But I would say I don't know. I don't think you can do right by Kochanowicz and put him in that situation again, because who knows if he's actually fixed whatever it was last year that was going on with him.
I mean, Jack just didn't miss bats. He never missed bats, and he's got a power arsenal, but it's not a bat. The way I always looked at Jack, he throws strikes, right? He's never had an issue with throwing strikes. It's just the quality of those strikes. They're hittable pitches. But with his sinker, he raised his arm slot a little bit over the winter. I just don't know. Also, the Angels' infield defense last year was atrocious. It was horrible. So, like, it didn't do him any favors. That's the same thing. We could talk about the same thing with Jose Soriano because of the ground ball heavy approach. But, Jack, it was what he did the year before, over like 40 innings. He was lights out, right? He was incredible.
Yeah, he was good. But his rookie year, his first year pitching in 24, he was pretty good.
Well, at run limitation, but realistically, he still wasn't missing bats, right? Yeah. It was just more of like, hey, he's got a low BABIP, he's got a low, high ground ball, low BABIP, limits runs. This is the best we got. Sadly, I think that might be where they're at this point is, hey, he's got a low BABIP. He has limited runs in spring, and he's technically the best we got at this point, I think. So, Jack, give me a reason why Sam Aldegheri should or should not be the 5th starter coming out of spring here.
Well, for the reasons why he should, he's shown improvement in Double-A this past year. Lowered his ERA to 3.72 last year in 23 starts. And he had an impressive start against Brazil in the World Baseball Classic. Then again, it's Brazil. I don't think they have any major league hitters, do they?
I don't think so. Yeah, they do. I can't remember who. Oh. Yes, they do, but it's not.
But yeah, Juan Soto. It's not like he shoved against the Dominican Republic or Team USA or anything like that. Not to take away from him what he did. What he did was awesome. But for the reasons why he shouldn't, he struggled the 2 very, very, very brief stints he's had in the majors so far, coming up as both a reliever and a starter this past season. And also, even though his ERA had improved in Double-A, his strikeout rate dropped a lot. It was 19.9%. It used to be, flirting with 30% in the past. So not sure what the change was or what the I don't know if he made an adjustment to try and get more weak contact balls in play or if guys just hit him more. But it's something to look out for because obviously you already have guys like Kochanowicz and Soriano that don't really run that high of strikeout rates. We've talked about the spotty defense behind the pitchers, so I'm not sure if it would be a good recipe for success for Aldegheri to get the 5th spot. And I just don't think he's ready yet. And that's not a knock on him. He's not there yet.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Sam is watching him last year and watching him this year. The nice thing about Sam is you actually get to watch him because he's on the national stage. He's actually on my TV. Talk about that maybe a little bit too. His stuff backed up so bad last year. It was like you're talking to scouts, right? And scouts would always say that Sam had this, like, he's got an above average slider, he's got an above average curve, it's like you've got a bag of average or better pitches. And when you have that with the command as well, or the control to a degree, it's going to play, especially from the left side. Last year, every report is like, hey, this guy's bad. Like, every pitch is a below average. Everything's backed up. And it's not like one pitch backed up, like a fastball and fastball command, which can be an issue. Everything backed up. Everything got bad. And then second half, it progressively got there. So if Sam is Sam, if he's pitching to what his capabilities are, he's a very high-end prospect. He's a very high-end pitcher. And I would say if I was handpicking today, because Sam is going to pitch, when's the quarterfinal? Is it tonight?
This weekend, yeah.
Yeah, he's starting the quarterfinal for Italy. And I'm very curious to see what we get out of Sam on that. Because they're facing Venezuela. Does that sound right?
Sure.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, either way. Curious to see what we see.
Puerto Rico.
Well, that's a big test, too. I mean, you talk about that Puerto Rican offense. See what he does. I mean, performance is half of it, but realistically, see how he competes. I think right now Sam would be the easy option for the 5th spot. And also, he has options, though. That's another thing. And that's the one thing I would say. Everyone's got options. So you don't have to worry about that stuff. I guess I'll take the back end of this between Caden Dana, Mitch Ferris, and George Clausen. Caden's been sick. He had mononucleosis. If you've had mononucleosis, it sucks and it takes right out of you. Jack, stop kissing cheerleaders.
Lost 17 pounds in 3 days.
I think I was, I think I lost 15 pounds my senior year of high school. It was killer.
Missed 8 weeks of the season.
That's your fitness secret. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Jack is
I'm
the
learning
best
something about Taylor and Jack right now.
What's that?
I was like, I never knew this about Taylor and Jack.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with my mononucleosis is my best friend got it like 2 weeks later. So rumors galore on that one. That was really fun. But Chris, you didn't get mono from me. Shut up. Either way, Caden dealing with some physical stuff that I think he's going to just have to rebound. You've also got time with Caden. So I wouldn't worry about Caden being up on the opening day roster. If he comes out these last 2 weeks and pitches to what I think Caden can do, then Caden would be, I think Caden is still the future of this rotation, even though he's not a prospect. I still think he's a big part of this future. Mitch Ferris, obviously the velo bump is helping him a lot, but I still think there's some things to figure out, and you've got time with him. So you've got time to figure out this velo bump. Guy that was averaging 87 2 years ago is now averaging 93 in spring, 2 years later as a 25-year-old. Weird physical gains at that stage of his career and his life, but good on him. So I think Mitch is going to be a factor in the 2026 season, more so than anyone anticipated by a high degree. I don't think the Angels, when they traded Davis Daniel for Mitch Ferris, had any plans of this being what Mitch Ferris is. So I'm really excited to see what Mitch becomes this year and see what the velo gains and everything else does, because he was lights out in Double-A last year. Incredible bat missing capabilities with his off speed and his ability to command the pitches. George Clausen, I feel like he's the hot topic. George has pitched remarkably well. George also has probably the best arsenal in the Angels system since Garrett Richards. I think he's the best pitcher the Angels have since Garrett Richards, and I think a lot of people agree with that. The problem is you got to see what version of George you're getting the whole way through, because George Clausen on any given day can be the best pitcher in the world, but the next time out, he can be the worst pitcher in the world. So it's about finding that consistency with George, and that's what I would love to see if he is ready. I would absolutely love to see if he's ready, but I'm not 100% sure that he is. And that's more opinion-based. Also, with the way the Angels approach these things, George Clausen's a headline grabber, right? Bringing up a guy that's, only got one start in AAA and it's a big headline grabber. I mean, Tyler Bremner threw the other day, and I don't think Tyler Bremner is going to be in this rotation to start the year, but you know what I'm saying. So, I don't know, guys. I mean, that's full roundtable, real brief on everything with the options for 5th starter. But realistically, who are we thinking here? I'll go backwards with the way we went. Zach, who do you think is going to be the 5th starter and why?
I would go Aldegheri, I guess. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but it doesn't really matter.
That's fair.
Like,
what about for the sake of Sam? It matters.
Well, but what I mean is, like,
right.
I feel like this is going to be a rotating door. Like, you're not going to see this guy make every start that the 5th starter is going to make all season long. Like, it's just not realistic.
And
based
if you
on
do,
how
then
this team is.
And if you do, hell yeah, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Then everything worked out in your buy low, sell high, Perry Manassian speak world. But yeah.
Thomas, who are you thinking?
Yeah, it's really tough because honestly, I do not have an opinion right now because spring training isn't over yet. And I would like to see guys when they, Aldegheri, I would like to see him when he maybe gets back to camp. If he does, at this point, it's tough because I feel like I could have an opinion today and I think it could change next week. At the moment, I'm leaning Aldegheri just because he has experience pitching in the majors. They've brought him up before, so I mean, I guess you could take a swing at it, but I don't think the answer is Alec Manoah at all. And I agree with Zach where I think, hey, this is going to be a rotating door all the way through July whenever they bring up Bremner, which I hope for his sake they don't bring him up this year, but they probably will because we know how the Angels are.
Yeah, I was going to ask because in just kind of poking around for researching this morning, like that came up. Like Taylor, what do we think on the Bremner side of it? Like, is that?
I mean,
realistic.
I just had this chat with Baseball America on their podcast. I really hope that Tyler's going to be up this year. Knowing the Angels, Tyler is going to be up this year. I would love if Tyler was not up this year for the Angels' sake, for Tyler's sake of development, for the Angels' sake, because that's them proving a point, is that there is a direction. If they prove and if Tyler's sitting there with if he's not learning anything in AA or AAA, then whatever, right? That's a different story. But like, I don't want to see. I love this Chase Shores. I think Chase Shores is special. I don't want to see Chase Shores in the bullpen on opening day. I want to see them develop. I want to see them have a plan and move forward. So yeah, with Tyler, I think Thomas said it really well. I think June, July, any rumors of anyone getting called up to not be the first in the class, Tyler's going to be up that day, pretty much, right? To keep that cycle of news going. But yeah, I would love if Tyler spent the whole year in the minors.
Same.
Easiest way to say it, I guess, instead, I want Tyler to earn his promotion. I don't want Tyler to just be granted a promotion.
So, yeah, unless he's like lights out and
right.
Like
if
he
earns it,
not learning anything, then all right, do it.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's the way I would feel. I agree with you though. I the one thing with Sam that I want to go back on, Sam is being stretched out and pitching in actual competitive games. That's the difference between him and everyone else right now. Is a lot of guys are pitching for their, some guys are pitching for their career, so it is competitive in their mind. But Sam's pitching in legitimately competitive games, and he's being stretched out. He threw 7 innings the other day. That's big. So, Jack, fifth man of the
Angels
rotation.
need to put an espresso in the dugout, and then he'll be fine.
That'll work.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. No body armor? Come on, man.
Espresso only.
Can they put it in the press box too?
That'd be cool. They got coffee.
They got coffee.
Yeah, they got coffee.
But I'm saying espresso would be kind of
not good. For you anymore, Mr. I'm gonna go mingle with the MLB folk. No, who you got, Jack?
Shut up.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
This is
shut up.
It's tough because I think everyone we talked about is going to get at least 3 starts this year.
Yeah,
I think
you're not wrong.
My gut says Kochanowicz just because he's has more experience recently, and I don't know, his spring training's going all right. I'm not expecting much from him, but he also only has one option left. So do they want to go with someone instead like Alec Manoah or Mitch Ferris, someone they know it's probably not going to be as good, but he has options to burn? I don't know.
I think, right. You can't send Jack back down right now, can you? Or you can send him down right now, but you can't send him the minute he's up, right?
I think so. Yeah.
No, he's got one more year of options. He's got one more year.
Yeah, it just says one. Yeah, I'm looking at the roster resources.
He can go up and down all year. All right. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's tough. I think it's either going to be Kochanowicz or Manoah. I don't have any conviction in any of these guys. I don't have any confidence in any of these guys. Maybe Manoah just to see what he's got, what he does in an actual game. Because I mean, last time when they optioned Kochanowicz, they had a bullpen game when his next start came around, and obviously did not go well, and they called Kochanowicz right back up. So I could see that being the case again.
I would understand that. I mean, I think it's going to be Alec. I think it's going to be Alec, but at the same point, it should be someone else, I think, at this point. One name we didn't mention, Ryan Johnson. I'm not buying it. Not right now.
I don't think so yet.
If you
would like Ryan to sit down.
Well, if what the Angels believe Ryan Johnson is what he becomes, don't touch him.
Sure.
Let him go pitch in Rocket City this year. Don't touch him. If you really think he's a starter, let him sit. If you think he's a closer, have him close on opening night. That's
And
the way I would look at
who
it.
doesn't want to be a trash panda? Truly.
I don't. Raccoons suck.
Wow.
They got a
Say that
cool
to
hat.
Elliot Friedman.
Oh. No, actually we just chased off a raccoon last night. That's why. Sorry. I live where the raccoons are there's more raccoons to humans than most places. Sticking on the Angels
That was just
position.
Anze Kopitar.
Yeah. Sticking on the Angels position battle front. Second base. There's a lot of options here. A lot of options. Two of those options are the same option, and I think one of them needs to be DFA'd. Vaughn Grissom and Oswaldo Peraza, it's the same guy. It's the same point. So I would only carry one of them, which means you do have to DFA one of the other. But that's what I would do personally. I think both of them have a chance at making this, depending on what Vaughn jammed something the other day. I can't remember what it was, but he jammed something the other day. But you've got guys. I mean, you've got Vaughn Grissom, you've got Oswaldo Peraza, you've got Christian Moore, Kyron Paris. You've also got Adam Frazier. Nick Madrigal has looked okay this spring. And you've also got Heimer Candelario, who is taking reps at second base, who has been, I think, the best performer this spring offensively for the Angels. He's up there among them. Any thoughts here, guys? We're gonna bum rush through these ones. Zach, thoughts on second base infield kind of thing? I mean, I think Yohan Moncada at this point has proven he's healthy right now with Cuba, so I think he'll be third base.
Taylor, I'm going to be really, really honest with you and the audience here.
That's fine. That's why we go to. That's why I went to you, Zachary.
One, I haven't seen a single lick of spring training.
No one has. It's okay. They're not on TV.
Spring training actually isn't going on because you can't see it.
Yeah,
there's no evidence of it.
I have no evidence.
The bear craps in the woods and no one's around to smell it. You know.
Yeah, we'll be talking about what I'm paying attention on a more daily basis here in quite a little bit. Secondly, does it matter?
It's not a priority to you. Remember, Zach?
No. As long as those second basemen, as long as those infielders are playing safe and they are affordable, that's all I want from them. I want them to be safe, affordable, and what was the other one that he mentioned? No, I can't remember now. But you know.
I don't know.
Just
Thomas, what are your thoughts on second base, man?
Clean, safe, and affordable infield. Yeah. That's all I want.
Thomas, what are your thoughts on second base here?
It goes with the conflicting word that spring training stats don't matter, because I want it to be Christian Moore just because he ended up finishing the year with the team, and I'm like, you know what, the longer that he's in the infield playing alongside Zach Neto and playing with Nolan Schaunwell, I actually think can benefit him, and I think it helps in the long run of chemistry. So that's kind of where I'm leaning, even though he's having a terrible spring.
Yeah, I'll go to Jack, and I'll go with my thoughts there. Jack.
Yeah, I'll go Christian.
Infield.
Yeah, I'll go Christian Moore as well. Obviously, the stats aren't there, but just for based on what I'm reading about him, he's been hitting the ball hard, so the process is there. Things aren't falling for him, and also, I mean, realistically, I think he's their best option at second base. I don't think Vaughn Grissom, Oswald Peraza, or Adam Frazier are going to do any better than Christian Moore is. But also, if you're going to have Christian Moore up on the major league roster, he needs to play every day. He needs to be getting everyday reps.
I don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't want Christian Moore to come up and be, play a couple games, sit a couple games, play a game, sit a game, this and that. Like, he needs to be getting consistent playing time, and wherever they see that fit, that's where they'll send him. If it's in the minors, it's in the minors. I don't care, as long as he's getting everyday reps. I think that's going to be most important for his development, because I think he's good enough to figure it out at the major league level and be okay. I think he can be a replacement level player this year if he gets everyday reps. I think he can figure it out. I'm not saying he will. I'm not saying he will.
No.
I'm just saying he can. He's got the ability to do that.
I was processing my own thoughts. Sorry.
What I love about Christian Moore at second base, he gives me a good experience when I go to the ballpark. He makes it fun to be there. He's affordable, right? He's a rook, still on that early contract. He's very affordable. I don't know how safe he is, though. He kind of can throw himself into some situations, but it's a great experience when I watch Christian Moore take the base paths.
Maybe we're gonna ask you about the outfield, man. So I agree with
Mike Trout.
I agree with
can
Jack,
sometimes
and
give
I
me a
agree
good
with
experience in the
Thomas.
ballpark in the outfield. Yeah.
I agree with Jack and Thomas. I think right now Christian Moore, get him the reps, play him every day, get him the reps. You brought in
I do
Peraza.
actually agree with that on like a real baseball point. I do agree with that.
The only thing I would say is when Von Grissom was traded for, they brought him in to essentially be the starting swing third, second kind of thing. I ain't buying that. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think and Peraza, like spring training stats don't matter, but whoever plays better of the two of those guys, that's the guy that's not getting DFA'd, is the way I would probably run through it and everything. So I'm gonna have to chat with these guys real quick. I'm gonna go off camera, just talk about it real quick, guys. Sorry.
I was gonna add one thing with Moore too, is just again with chemistry, energy he brings like the dog mentality, you know. I think him and Neto, they really do kind of bring a lot of energy to that team, and they're a team that has no energy.
Yeah,
like in
him
the past,
sliding
they've always been a team that has no energy.
Him sliding into every base and then shaking his tongue at the dugout.
Yeah. Sorry guys, sorry to jump out of there real quick. I agree. Christian needs to be playing every day. I think there's two ways to look at it. If you think you are contending, which I don't know if they think they are. At this point, I have no idea what they think they're doing. That's where the Angels are at this point.
They're having a safe, unaffordable time.
If you think you're contending, Adam Frazier is your best bet right now to perform and play at the level at the highest level. Adam Frazier is your best bet. If you are building towards September and the rest of the next 5 years, Chris Moore plays every single day. He's there on the right side of the infield with Nolan Shonwell for the next 4 years, 5 years. You got Zach Neto up the middle with him, and those guys form a pair. It's the easiest way I would do it. Christian is, and like you guys said, Christian is an excitable kid. I think there's leadership. I've said there's some things that they're mentioned on a separate podcast, is that he's lazy. I think that's a horrible term to use when it comes to Christian, because I think he plays with this energy, but he can be lackadaisical, especially in the field. It's almost like he's not paying attention. And that's what I need him to be, so focused when he's playing baseball, because when he's focused, you see it. He's a superstar. When he's focused, he's incredible. So get this kid focused, get him playing those reps. And you know what? Screw it. Throw him over at third base to wake him up one day. That's what I would do, is just give him, hey, I know you can't play third base because Christian can't play third base. It's as simple as that. But we're going to wake you up. It's called a hot corner for a reason, kid. So that's what I would do. I would definitely carry Christian through the roster the whole year. So, center field. Who's going to play center field, guys? Is it Joe? Is it Mike? Is it Josh? Is it Bryce?
It's going to be Mike Trout until he's sore or gets hurt or something, and then
until he dies.
Oh, Zachary. I do want to mention one thing.
I support Mike Trout. Just,
I do want to mention one thing. I do think Heimer Candelario makes the team out of spring. I do think he's going to be the corner reserve, the first base, third base. So I think he's going to. Honestly, I'd rather carry Heimer Candelario than Peraza or yeah. I mean,
Grissom.
Kyron. If Kyron Paris has figured it out, bring him back and have him be the super utility, because he can play everywhere. I mean, I think third is the only place he hasn't played, in first, so I'd play him everywhere. But yeah, no, I think Heimer is definitely going to make this. But yeah, when it comes to center field, is Mike Trout healthy enough to play center field? Is Josh Lowe healthy enough to play center field and not platoon? Is Joe Adell capable of playing center field? And is Bryce Teodosio a good enough hitter to carry around long enough to play him regularly in center field? Or do you go to another direction?
You're really selling these options.
Dude, I cut everyone else out. Matt Lugo can't play center. Nelson Rada is not ready yet. Nelson Rada is just not ready. So what's going to happen in the outfield, Thomas? What happens in the outfield?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to Zach. I don't care if the outfield is safe and affordable. I remember when I was younger.
I don't know how.
Outfield's the best place to sit in Angel Stadium.
I don't know how affordable that outfield is at this point.
That's what they do the Angels in the outfield.
Thomas, who's playing the outfield, man?
Left field, I don't know. I genuinely don't have an idea yet. Trout in center, and for God's sakes, just leave Joe alone. Leave him in right, and just stop killing his confidence. He finally found it last year, and you saw what he did. He almost hit 40 bombs. I feel like last year too, the turning point for him was like mid-May. And that's when he kind of took off. If he had that production that he had from mid-May back in end of March, he would have been a 40 home run hitter and probably would have batting average probably would have been better. Everything would have just been higher in general. So I mean, leave the guy alone, leave him in right. If Trout can't play center, move his ass to left and call it a day.
I mean, Josh. If Josh is healthy, I play him in center, no doubt, over Mike. But I mean, that oblique is killing him. So you playing Bryce
at where, left or center?
Center. I mean, Bryce is defensively
in a perfect world. I probably would just say, sure, play Bryce in center, but we know the Angels are going to play Trout in center.
Well, he's a defensive sub. I mean, Bryce would be great because he's fast and he can play defense.
Yeah, he can.
Right?
He can track almost any ball out there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Jorge Soler technically can stand in left field.
Yeah, like sure, we can give you the idea of what we want to do, but I'm saying I think the Angels are going to put Mike in center, and that's
And Jack, thoughts on
to be real? Like I feel like I feel like that's the path of least resistance to all this, right? Is just let Mike do what he does because he's in terms of the Angels and even from a fan perspective of like this is a guy that committed to be here long term. For better or worse in his career, he committed to be here long term, and you kind of just have to let him do what he wants to do.
He's giving you everything.
What is the point in telling him, no, Mike, we don't want you to play in the outfield? Like,
keep him
yes,
healthy.
for his right to keep him healthy and for his longevity, like yes, but like from a big picture standpoint, like, what do you do?
Yeah, he's giving you sanity. He's giving you his body. He's giving you his sanity, and he's also given money. I mean, no one's showing up to park to go see Oswaldo Peraza. They're coming up to see Mike Trout, right?
And if Mike can't play center, like from like an actual skills standpoint anymore, that will come through, and then you can be like, look, Mike, you see it, we see it, we got to do this.
He'd be the first to say it. Mike would be the first to say it.
Here's something I do want to add with Mike. None of his like serious injuries have ever come from playing in the outfield. Technically, they've all been on the base path, right?
Or swinging.
Yeah, I don't know how much that can factor in. Jack, you can probably elaborate more on that, just because you did play baseball and I didn't. But I feel like I don't know how much of a difference actually playing center to left to right would make.
Yeah, I mean,
you're on your feet more.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends because in center field you're running more to chase after balls, but in the corners you're running more to back up bases. If you're on a good team, you don't have to run to back up as many bases because your team's good and you get outs and you don't have as many base runners. Mike Trout does not have that luxury, unfortunately, so he will be running a lot to cover base or to back up bases. So I think it all pretty much evens out. I still think there's probably a little bit more running in center field than there is in the corners. But with how much he's going to be running back and forth to back up throws, I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference changing his position or not. And so if that's the case, if he's more comfortable in center, just put him in center. I think it also works out better for the alignment too, because obviously Joe's more comfortable in right field. Josh Lowe's played mostly in the corners throughout his career. And also, obviously, this could all change if Mike gets hurt, like it did last year. But realistically, you could have, from a left to right, you could have, Josh Lowe, Trout, and Adell in right, and you have Jorge Soler DH. And every couple of days, you can switch out the DHs of Mike Trout and Jorge Soler. That way, they're each getting a little bit of time off their feet. You can move Lowe to center and put Jorge Soler in, I don't know, left or right.
Left-ish.
Yeah. I mean, is his defense going to improve anyway going left to right? Is it going to be any different?
No, but you use the value of Joe in right, is what I would say.
Yeah.
You use the value that you have in right field. Keep Joe in right. If Joe proves that he can go play center, that's a different story. But right now, he's proven that he can play right field, and that's where the value is of both his bat and his defensive.
Yeah,
power.
I don't think the defense positioning is going to change the outcome for Jorge Soler. So
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have a rotation of like every couple of games, Trout DH, so Soler DH until an injury happens and they have to pivot.
And you've got Bryce on the back burner. I mean,
Yeah.
you can send Bryce down to develop,
And
but
also if they keep Adam Frazier on the bench, he can play outfield too.
he can, yes, and that's fine. But
Yeah, if Bryce could hit, or if Jorge Soler wasn't on the roster, then you put Trout at DH and be done with it.
yeah,
Or
and
or
you
put
bring
him or
well, you
you put Trout at
utilize
first base or something. But
you utilize Matt Lugo, or I mean,
yeah,
Gustavo Campero can't play the field either, so I don't
the
know.
roster's just not in a space to give Trout what the amount of time off his feet that he needs at this point in his career.
Yeah,
And if he really is committed to playing center, you got to let him do it until he can't.
yep. So, I mean, sadly, the same thing happened with Ken Griffey Jr. Right?
Sure.
It's almost like a replication of careers, and it sucks, but that's what it is.
He'll have a great paycheck in Cincinnati at the end of this.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be beautiful,
and it'll be on the payroll for 20 years.
Anything else position bad? I don't even want to worry about the bullpen. I mean, Sam Bachman's open, Ferris, Johnson, Silseth, Stevenson. I don't know if Stevenson's ready. Zephyrjan, Natera's looked decent in Mexico. Caleb Ort, actually, I will say this: if I want to make one sentence here, Caleb Ort has looked decent this spring. That's what I think I would say. So I don't know. Other than that, anyone that you jumps onto out of the page on the bullpen, other than like you have to worry about a closer, it's going to be Stevenson, Yates, Romano, Pomeranz. I don't know, something like that. It's going to be a rotating door.
Yeah, I don't have thoughts on the bullpen yet.
We're only a week away, so
that's crazy.
Should have signed Kenley.
Yeah, when this releases on Friday afternoon or Saturday morning, whichever one the producer finds internet for, Sunday is a week from the Freeway Series.
Yep,
we're in it. I mean, season starts in what?
Less than 14 days.
13 days. 13 days.
Yep, 13 days.
Season starts in 13 days. So, anything else? Angels. Big news.
We got a couple things. Yeah,
we got a couple things. Molly Jolly is taking over as team president from John Carpino.
Historic news.
I'll just go with it. John was always nice to me. When it comes to decision making with the Angels, John made some, but it's all above him. It's all Artie. So it's not like anything's going to change there, realistically. The one thing I will say, Molly's been with the team before Artie was around. She's been there for 26 years at this point, 27 years at this point. Molly's great. She's a good lady. She's real sweet. You've definitely seen her walking around. She's a sweet lady. Maybe there's some positivity and smiles. A little more realistic smiles and reason to smile because of Molly. Molly does make you smile, but like, it doesn't really change a whole lot here, other than just namesake stuff.
Is she jolly?
So, she is. She's very jolly. She's awesome. I love Molly.
Well, that's the name.
So, I mean, the only thing I would say, like, Carpino is in on like general manager searches, manager, like the Suzuki stuff too. Like, so there's things like that Molly will be involved with, as like managerial, general manager searches with Artie and stuff, but it's not like there's a substantial movement here. And then, they got a TV deal. It is in theory the exact same thing, except for they own it. So they own FanDuel or Bally or whatever it is. I don't know. I can't keep track of what it is, but them, the LA Kings, and I think the Clippers are also in the rights here. No, it's just the Kings and the rights, right?
Well, the Clippers are on FanDuel Sports Network, but I don't think that they were involved financially in the same way.
Right. It's just the Kings and Angels, same network, and
I'm
now
sure the Clippers are keeping their games on there, but I don't think
it's owned by Artie Moreno and company.
Yeah,
and his financiers.
Yeah, and of course, in the most Artie affordability move of all time, they didn't want to make any new graphics or anything, so they just kept everything the same. Even though it's technically not the same, but it is.
Good news, though. You do get to, if you want positivity from us for a change, positive note, nothing changes. You get to still watch the Angels.
It's on the same channel it was before. Yeah.
Well, and you get Wayne and Erica and Gooby. That's the positive. I love that trio. Wayne's the best. Gooby's the best of the best. And Erica's awesome, man. Erica, I think Erica's like what every girl should aspire to be. She's so cool. She's great. So, anything else, Angels guys? Anything?
Yeah. One last thing. We have the banners behind home plate.
Right.
We have
No
the chosen
surprises.
faces.
No surprises though, I don't think.
No. Let's see. It's Trout. I just sent it to the group chat.
Oh.
Trout, Kikuchi, Adell, Neto,
Soriano.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. And who?
Did they have a Hoppy on
Nolan.
last year?
They have
They
Nolan
took
up.
Hoppy off.
Is Zach on there? I don't see Zach.
Yeah,
on the
Zach's
far
on
right.
the right.
Oh, okay. So you got Zach, you got Jose, you got Nolan, Joe, Yusei, and Trouty. Maybe Reed. Reed's probably the only one I would say is maybe missing. So
It'll be Christian Moore soon enough.
good. Should be.
They should have a picture of him waving his tongue.
So,
Just-
That'd be a cool
it's
entrance
animated
into the
GIF.
ballpark.
that's
So
a good
people
one.
wouldn't feel safe seeing that.
Anything else, guys? Angels, baseball? I do. Thomas, you've seen Rocholowski like 5 times this year.
Yeah.
Have you seen White Sox brass? Have you seen Eric Neander in Tampa yet?
I don't think I didn't really see a lot of scouts when I went on Tuesday. It was actually only the second time I went this year, I think, to UCLA.
Really?
Yeah, because remember I went to Hawaii and then they were out in Texas like the following week.
That's right.
Yeah, so there wasn't too many out because it was Tuesday night. But
You've seen James Clark. You've seen
Yeah. I saw scouts for Padres and
whoa. They're just doing their job. Whoa. Until you see a general manager, don't be spoiling things for scouts.
All right.
That's just doing their job. Once the general
Yeah, I'm not
manager
saying
shows up,
names.
that's scouting directors. That's what you gotta do. So
All right.
Jack, you've seen some baseball too, right?
Some baseball, yeah.
You've seen Irvine like 10 times?
Twice.
Yeah. I feel like we've seen Irvine every game.
And I'm seeing them tonight too.
So we got that.
I saw him
good
on,
one.
I saw him on Tuesday. They gave up 9 runs in the first inning. And Oppo grand slam.
We'll talk draft stuff a little later. Roger McQueen, good baseball player. Roger McQueen actually is he's the big Mike Trout fan. That was a funny one. Was his desire to meet Mike Trout. That was always funny. All right, let's segue over. Let's pivot to the Pacific Division leading Anaheim Ducks on March 13th. Did not have that one on the bingo card. I think Thomas Murray might have.
I did.
Thomas Murray was the only one that picked them as a playoff team. I think they're going to end up in the playoffs, boys.
I picked them to win the division.
Yeah.
Thomas Murray out here.
Barring catastrophe, there's only 17 games to go, and they've got. Oh, I should have had the standings page pulled up, but it's like a
lead.
7 or 8 point lead on the
7
gap. 7
from the last wild card. You mean
from the
Or from the
first
cut?
point from the cut? It's 8 points.
That's notable. 17 games, 8-point gap. That's notable. So they should be a playoff team. They have a chance at winning the Pacific Division. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but before we do that, 2 things happened with the Ducks before we jump into playoff scenarios and stuff. They made 2 trades. One for John Carlson with the Washington Capitals, which we'll touch on. But first, Ryan Strome. Good guy club, man. Just good member of the good guy club. Good soldier for Pat. Don't like the way that I don't like that he's no longer at Anaheim. Just good guy. Did his job. And just wish Ryan Strome the absolute best. They got a 7th round pick for him.
Yeah, just a good dude. Like it's whenever you're doing these rebuilds, there's always a guy that has put the hard years in, is well liked, and when time comes to actually make the contending jump, there's one of those guys gets left behind, and that is unfortunately Ryan Strome, who, 3 straight 41-point seasons, which isn't a lot, but for a bad team, it was good enough. I can't say enough good things about Ryan Strome as a dude. Just like you walk into the locker room, a lot of these guys just start going about their business, and that's their right. They're professionals. But Strome, he always smile on his face. Hey, what's up, guys? Always willing to talk. The amount of times that we left whichever head coach waiting, and we come out there, sorry, we were talking to Strome, and they kind of go, yeah, I get it. Because he's a chatter. He'll certainly have a post playing career as a broadcaster. Not to say that he's anywhere close to being done. He's what, 32.
Nice.
He's still got a few good years left in him somewhere as a role player. And unfortunately, it wasn't in Anaheim. As Pat Verbeek said when we talked to him, the injury at the beginning of the year forced him out for, what was it, 6 weeks ultimately. And in that spot rose Beckett Seneca. And then Ryan Strome is too talented to be a fourth line grinder. He's not skilled enough to crack the Ducks top six. So what do you do with him? Kind of lost in the fray and string of healthy scratches. Now he's gone. So thank you, Ryan Strome, for being a good soldier for sure.
Yeah, good one. Thomas, I know you got to talk to Ryan real quick. Like we said, just real quick, but goodbye and well wishes to Ryan Strome.
Yeah, I don't know if I recall talking to him too much when I would cover some of the Ducks games last year, but yeah, like Zach said, it always sucks to see someone who's been through kind of the muddy years and gets a little bit of the short end of the stick when things start to turn around. But I think that is just kind of part of sports, and it's like that in any sport. It's like that in baseball, football, basketball, hockey. So, you feel for Ryan, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Speaking of trades, Ducks made a notable trade. John Carlson is going to be making his Ducks debut sometime this weekend, whether tomorrow, Saturday, or Sunday. Improves the roster. Not so sure how I liked the value of the trade, to be honest. Jack Janes, take us through the John Carlson trade. Your thoughts?
It's interesting because the Ducks do get better, but they don't address any of their real problems in a way. I mean, I guess they address the power play. John Carlson has a track record of being a power play quarterback, defenseman. The Ducks have the 9th worst power play percentage in the league, so you would think that helps out. I would assume that would shift Jackson LaCombe to the second power play unit, is my guess. I don't know. Zach, you might have a better answer for that than me, but so the power play will improve. He's a very offensive defenseman, having a great year. He's like, what, 45, 46 points this year?
46. Yep.
46 points. That's a lot for a defenseman, to say the least.
Makes him the 4th highest scoring player in the Ducks right now.
Yeah. And unfortunately, not as good of a defenseman or a defender as he is on the offensive side of the puck. So it's interesting. They give a first-round pick conditional. If the Ducks miss the playoffs, they'll keep their pick. If they make and the next year's pick will go to the Caps. But if they make the playoffs, it's the Caps pick this year.
And even if they miss the playoffs, they get the choice of giving it this year.
Oh, they get the choice. Yeah. So
it's a first round pick one way or the other.
It's a first round pick one way or the other. I just like props to them for making the team better, but also like you didn't address any of your issues that are going to be a problem. And we've seen how, Toronto and the older years of Edmonton, what happens when you just embrace the all gas, no brakes mentality? You don't really make it too far in the playoffs. Obviously, Edmonton's gotten a little bit better defensively over the last couple of years. They've made a couple runs to the Stanley Cup final. But especially, looking at Toronto, how many times were we saying they have the skill, they just can't defend? And
yeah. Well, I think it's an interesting move. I think I agree that it does make them better. But I think my thoughts on it have developed into the idea of this late in the year, with the amount of defensive issue that the Ducks do have, there is no single trade that is going to fix that. So why not just lean into it right now? This isn't your Stanley Cup run. If you do win a couple rounds, just simply making the playoffs is goal number one, season good. You win a round. That is gravy. Congratulations. You moved on. If somehow they get to the conference final, which is not likely, but is a possibility with the way that the divisional playoff setup is, completely, a winning season. Doesn't matter if you do anything after that. So I think the idea of lean into what your strengths are right now. If you keep John Carlson, great. If you don't, okay. And just kind of run with it. And I think the power play is a point. It's funny because he only has 6 power play points all season, and they're all assists. I don't know if he would force out Lacombe, because I think that power play unit has actually looked better in the last like 2 weeks. Um, I think if anything, you push him to the second unit, which is kind of a disaster. And you take Jacob Krupa off that unit. You hope that Troy Terry gets healthy and you can put him back on that second unit. Um, and I think he's not as solid defensively as you would like, but his 5-on-5 numbers this year are actually pretty damn good for especially a defenseman of his age and all that. It's a good move for the immediate. And I think the thing that's the best part about it is exactly what Verbeek said when we talked to him. They've amassed so many draft picks over time. They've got a pile of prospects at this point. You got to start using your capital. And if you are anticipating making the playoffs and winning the division, that first round pick this year is a late pick. It's not going to help you out that much in the long run. And the Ducks have actually done all right with some of their second and third rounders recently. So just run with it. Try it, see what happens, and give this team that's earned this spot a little bit of an extra bump. See what happens. And you don't lose anybody off the immediate roster to do so. Is kind
one thing I forgot to mention too. He's 36. So 36. The right side of the blue line of Trouba, Gudas, and John Carlson now has a combined age of 103.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not for the next 1 to 5 games, but yes.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that as well. The thing you mentioned it, Zach, is the first thing that came to my mind was that first round pick is going to be a 20 plus, right? Even if the Ducks flounder like at this point, but they keep it, but that's going to be a pick around the 20s roughly. Between the value of John Carlson for 2 months or extended pending playoffs and how long they go versus a first, 20 to 30 pick, does the value match what you did to improve this roster now? And I've said it for a while is you got to improve this roster because you've got a window. I know it's not your Stanley Cup window, but you've got a window that's starting early. You accelerate the window. I think John does that. And there's no metric that can account for this. John is a well-known leader. You look at what Chris Pronger is saying, you look at Niedermeyer, you look at everyone that's interacted with John, everyone that's played with John. They talk about the leadership qualities. I mean, he's the outside of, I think Alex Ovechkin. I think he's the only one that he's the most time spent in a Washington Capitals jersey.
Longest tenured.
Yeah. Not by games.
Most games by a defenseman, most points by a defenseman,
but I'm thinking ice time. But I'm talking about ice time.
Oh, sure. Pure ice time? Yeah.
I think he's actually outmatched ice time on Ovechkin completely. So I think he has more time in a Caps jersey. Thomas ran off. I'm going to talk to Thomas in a little bit. Forgot to mute. That's the one thing. I hope he's not doing something. No, I think John on this front is going to be a massive addition. The biggest proponent for me when it came to John, Stanley Cup champion. He knows how to get it done. You only had Alex, right? You only had Killorn that's done it in the past. And Killorn also,
yep.
Right. So adding that to the room and him skating with Pavel Mityakov or whoever, I mean, that's a big one, man. How'd you do it? How'd you get there? How'd you get it done? And that's going to take us into another point. Ducks lead the Pacific right now. They could go and face Utah or LA or San Jose or Seattle, right? It's a series they should win, and they've played well against Vegas. If Vegas can take care of business against Edmonton, who's to say you can't make the Western Conference Finals? Who's to say that at that point Colorado and Dallas haven't beaten the crap out of each other? Who's to say you can't make the Stanley Cup? Who's to say you can't win the Stanley Cup this year? Now, probability versus likelihood and everything like that probably ain't happening, but if I'm Beckett Seneca and I have John Carlson in my ear saying we can win the Stanley Cup this year, I'm listening to that. I think John's that kind of guy, and I think that's going to improve this team to that degree. You can't put a number on it. You can't, quantify any of that. But realistically, John comes in the room and suddenly I sit there and say, hey, we can win the Stanley Cup because we have guys that have done it.
I'm very excited to see him actually get in the lineup because, just watching him the little bit in practice, the one day, is he as fast as he used to be? Certainly not. But he is so quick with his initial movements on his skates that that's what jumped out to me in terms of like a physical movement. And his shot placement is better than almost any other Ducks defenseman right now in terms of shooting the puck and where to put it. Like, and you put that and you time that up with Chris Kreider, the tipping demon that he is. Like, I think that's a great combo to have, like veteran savvy. And the rings in the room thing is not a bad point to make. It's something that, you know, when teams are moving into contending windows, these young kids have said all the time, oh, these older guys need to teach us how to win. There's guys that have won in this league plenty of games. Now there's only 2 guys on that roster that have won it all, and Kaloran multiple times. Those are the guys you lean on in these moments. And I think I'm excited to see how he filters in here and what that does to the balance of everything. Because then we have to talk about, like, what do they do with Ian Moore? What do they do with, I mean, it seems like Ian Moore is being morphed into a full-time forward at this point. Yeah. So that's kind of beside the point. And when we talk about the first round picks, this is just a list of Ducks late first rounders from 2012 to 2022. This is from my friend Anaheim Calling on Twitter. Always a good follow. The late first rounders from that time period are Nathan Gaucher, Jake Perreault, Braden Tracy, Isaac Lundestrom, Max Jones, Sam Steele, Jacob Larson. Any of those guys stand out to you?
Really? Not for 3 months of John Carlson. Right.
And then there's Steen Solberg, who's early in his career. We don't know what he's going to be, but those are guys that you give up for John Carlson any day of the week. Yeah. So we'll see how it turns out. It is a first round pick, but it is a low risk first round pick for what could potentially be a high reward if John Carlson works out the way you want him to. And yes, he's 36. He's at the end of his contract. If it doesn't work, okay.
Yeah.
You move on. You let the kids take over.
Well, and like it's been mentioned, the right side D, he's better than anyone on there. So, well, better than 2 of the 3. So
yeah.
But real quick before we jump into that, the note that I was getting into with the playoff push and everything, Ryan Poehling signs an extension. 3 years, 4 years,
4 years,
3 million?
4 years, $25 million.
20. Do the math on. Why am I 6 million a year?
No, it's like 4 point.
Yes, I'm sorry. I am not in midseason form, man. Either way, Ryan Poehling going to be here for the next 4 years at a reasonable rate.
I have Puckpedia open.
Add some upside. We talk about upside across the street on Catella. I think there's some upside here.
Yeah,
he plays with a little fire.
4 years, 3.75 per. Yeah, and the Ducks have won the Trevor Zegras trade, right?
No, they have not. They absolutely have not. That's a horrible take.
Poehling's come in and been like,
yeah.
I expect him to be sort of competent based on all the description of him. He's been a very useful piece to this team.
Very.
Excellent penalty killer, excellent third line type center that can play defense and shows off a bit of skill from time to time that still surprises me. Like the game in Winnipeg the other day might have been his best of the season. Goal and assist, just around the puck, finds his way through, influences the play when he's on the ice. He's a good little player to have as you're building toward. Like, not everybody is Leo Carlson, Cutter Gauthier, and the like. You need these role players, and he plays his role to a T. Seems to like it here. Still only 27 years old. Yeah, it's a good little contract. Good little business for Pat Verbeek.
Yeah. And he's high energy, brings a lot to the bottom six. Always involved in the play. You've mentioned the defensive side of it, and also being able to chip in offensively. At times. I love the video of him announcing it where he's on the boat in Newport Beach. Not a bad negotiation.
The Samuel's boat, man.
It's not a bad I guess recruitment for other free agents. Like, hey, look, I like it here.
Yeah. Henry does a really good job of loaning that boat out, dude.
Well, it was just a little Duffy boat. Yeah.
It was the same boat he used for McQueen too, right? After he got drafted?
No.
No, different. No. Same owner.
Okay, but same concept though.
Yeah.
I think one's like Louis II and one's a Louis I, but yes.
Yeah. So
all business that the Ducks do needs to be out at sea.
We talk about his offensive production. So in 35 total minutes against Connor Hellebuck, he scored more goals against Connor Hellebuck than the Canadian national team did in
Oh,
65 minutes.
oh. On
Just
that note, let's move on to our next point. Ducks may be without
Are you
their
saying the
cap.
Olympics are different than the NHL regular season? That the Winnipeg Jets are not Team USA? Is that what I hear?
Anaheim Ducks might be without their captain for a couple games here. Radko Gudas had a knee-on-knee collision with Auston Matthews, captain of Team USA, and also the Toronto Maple Leafs. Public enemy number one, Radko Gudas in Canada in general, but especially Toronto, for hitting an American citizen. First thing, foremost, because Thomas Murray wants to call me out on it. I already see him on it. Well wishes Auston Matthews. I know
in the timeline, man.
I know that I have been critical of Auston Matthews, but injuries are no joke. I wish the best for Auston Matthews on this. But serious injury, knee injury for Auston Matthews caused by Radko Gudas. Leaning in, questionable. I just want to take myself through the play here. Desperation mode, trying to protect the front of the net. Auston Matthews, primary goal scorer for Toronto, is in front of the net alone. Radko decides to not play the puck. He decides to play the body, try to lean a body in, and throws his knee into Austin's knee, who's also making a move. Kind of a hockey move, kind of not. I think there's no malintent, but it's no malintent.
No,
still a bad hit.
He's going. The funny thing is, like, we say that he's not playing the puck. He is going after where the puck is when he starts, right?
Point.
And then it's a confluence of Radko being out of position. Honestly, like it is a little bit of a bad pass to Matthews. Matthews is in a tough spot there. Radko is lunging for the puck because he's out of position. And in doing so, lunging, leading with the knee, trying to go after the puck. Matthews moves the puck quickly out of the way and tries to sidestep. But in doing so, his trail leg is there. Radko leans into it, and bad move. I don't think it's done with any intent. I don't think Radko was trying to go knee on knee. But it is reckless. It is bad defense. And Radko will get he's having a phone hearing, which means it'll be 5 games or less. And yeah, it's rightfully so. He has a history, 4 suspensions for a total of 21 games, but the last suspension was 7 years ago.
7
for a high stick. The last time he was suspended for a hit was 9 years ago, or no, full 10 years ago was the last time he was suspended for a hit. So I don't know how much that does or does not play into what his ultimate sentence will be, but not a good spot to be if you're a captain in a 1-goal game at that point, right? Or was it a tie game? 1-goal game?
It was Tavares had just scored. I think it was tied.
They tied it on the ensuing contest. It was
they were up 3-2.
They're up 3-2.
Watching it right now.
So Tavares scored. Yeah. So okay.
Yeah. Just not a good place to be for your captain, especially with however many games to go.
Well, and I mean, you mentioned it. Radko has always been an aggressive player. I think with that came some growing pains, and like you said, 7 years between the suspension, which is fine. It's when you play with that kind of aggression, you have to expect it, right? You have to expect that there's going to be discipline for your mistakes. Now, he went multiple years without mistakes, but this was a mistake. It may not have been malintent, but it was a mistake. So I think that whether it is 1 or 5 or none, I think that it's going to be earned regardless of what it is, because Radko can plead the fifth. He can say, hey, this is what I was doing. This is what's happened. It's going to come down on him either way. Also, let's see what the jurisdiction of Canada is after, takes out Sidney Crosby in the Olympics, takes out Auston Matthews in Toronto. That guy is going to be on a first class. Samuelis are going to have to fly him direct to Anaheim to get him out of there, because that is a scary place to be right now.
Don't the Maple Leafs play the Ducks in like a week?
They play them in 8 games from now.
8 games. That's going to get ugly.
I would like to point out his body.
Do you think so?
Though?
The one thing I will say, Beckett was getting bullied after that hit, right? He was getting, but I don't think it's going to be something where there's
It will be, if only because the major talking point in the Toronto media coming out of that game was, one, the hit, Radko, and two, the lack of response from the Maple Leafs on the ice when Radko did that. And so those guys hear that. They will hear it nonstop. They will get asked about it leading up to that game. Somebody will do something in that game that is stupid.
But I think that proves the point of what the hit was. Because if you watch it live, right? Because I watched it live, and it's like Morgan Rielly skates over, but it's not this thing where like you hit my captain and you killed him and everything. It's like, oh crap, Austin's hurt. I've got to go do something. I don't think they thought that the hit was a bad hit to start with.
To be fair to the guys on the ice, half of them aren't even looking at it.
Yeah,
so they don't.
Yeah,
they don't know what happened.
Morgan was the first guy there.
The only guy who saw it that apologized after the game was Nylander because he made the pass to Matthews.
I mean, in all honesty, dude, who gives a rip about Toronto media? I mean, it's the same thing as New York media. It's a joke. They shouldn't. I mean, do the Yankees care about the New York Post? They shouldn't. It's stupid. So if the Toronto Maple Leafs are grown men, like they should be, John Tavares, hey, why don't you just be grown men about this? So,
John Tavares said something about it this morning too. Like,
that game though, you're gonna have Jansen Harkins and Ross Johnson are gonna get the primary minutes of that game.
Yeah, I feel like this is similar to me to what happened with Jacob Trouba and Ryan Leonard earlier in the year. And the next time when the Ducks went to Washington, Trouba fought in the first period. I think he might have even fought twice in that game, if I remember right. And that's how it gets handled. Somebody will try to fight Radko Gudas early. They'll get over it, and you'll play the rest of the game. But
that's how you settle it.
If any of the Leafs go out there and try to do the same to Leo Carlson or something,
that's an in-person hearing. Like, are you going to cost yourself that contract money? Are you going to cost yourself the money in a playoff race? I know Toronto's whatever, right? But
Toronto's almost out of it.
Yeah, they're not. But you know what I mean? It's like, are you really going to cost yourself that money, that playing time, that you're not going to do something stupid and a reputation with it too? It's going to be stupid. So
make a name for yourself. Because the thing with the Ducks losing to Toronto last night, they called up a bunch of guys that they've kind of committed to, like, we were going to look at the Toronto Marlies the rest of the season is what they said.
Yeah.
Because they're out of it, and you're going to have guys that want to make a name for themselves, and maybe, hey, I can earn some good keep in this room if I go do something. So
they're 11 points out.
Yeah, no, they're
this is a team that's got nothing to lose. I don't think that's gonna make a difference, but that could make a difference to some teams. Like, for example, if this was like the Florida Panthers, oh yeah.
But you're not gonna go hurt. You're not gonna go purposefully hurt Leo Carlson back at Seneca, right? I mean, that's just it's so against hockey code.
But
go fight Radko.
But but there's gonna be runs made. There's gonna be fights. It'll
be tough. Like you said, Ross Johnston and Jansen Harkins getting their share.
Jeffrey VL.
It's gonna be awesome seeing Beckett on a line with Ross and Jansen. Hey, but Leo's gonna be paired with who? Like
VL,
and they're gonna move Radko to a wing for that one.
Yeah.
All right, guys. The thing I was talking about earlier, we mentioned it. Ducks are in first place in the Pacific. I've said it for a while. They are not in their Stanley Cup window. But if you've accelerated the window, who's to say they can't win the Stanley Cup this year? Who's to say, man? Like, I think I go all in. I accelerate my window right now. And I know that the trade deadline is passed. You haven't done, but like, you get through round one, you face a tough team in round two. You're going to face the toughest team in the Western Conference Final. But like, I see an avenue for the Ducks to make the Western Conference Finals. I don't know if you guys agree. I think and I'm not saying like it's like this like wild thought process. I see a legitimate, real window to where they make the Western Conference Finals. And once you're in those finals, there's nothing saying you can't go win the Stanley Cup.
Well, I'll agree and disagree. I'll agree that they have a real shot at making the Western Conference Finals just because of how bad the Pacific Division is and the playoff format that it is. Like, the Ducks have a -9 goal differential. They're leading the Pacific Division. Like, that is gross.
Yeah. To be fair, that's like 2 games. Like the Utah game alone,
right?
And the Dallas game, and you get the point.
You got a few blowouts.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's looking likely right now. Like if the playoffs ended or the playoffs started today, the Ducks would face the Utah Mammoth. They played the Mammoth well this year, but I still think the Mammoth are still more of a complete team than the Ducks. They play better structured, play better defensively, and all that stuff. But they have played the Mammoth well. If they get past that, then you're looking at the winter between Vegas and Edmonton. If it's Vegas, they played Vegas well all year, and Vegas
Very
for
well.
some reason just hasn't turned it on this year. They've had some injuries, they've had goaltending issues. If Edmonton moves on and they play Edmonton, anything is possible with Tristan Jarry and net. I will say that.
Every
Did you
single one
guys
of
see
those
the
games will be
Duchesne goal
76.
last night?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, incredible.
But in a Ducks Edmonton Oilers matchup, it's going to be a boat race, and I think having Luke Ostostal helps the Ducks be better suited for a boat race because he can at least stop some of them. So they can get past that, and then you got whoever makes it out of the Central, which that should be not even close, in my opinion. It's a real shame. It's a real shame.
Or they'll be beat up. Yeah, you never know.
It's a real shame with this playoff format that it's guaranteed that one of Colorado, Dallas, or Minnesota's out in the first round. Because if it's the 1 through 8, they're the top 3 seeds. So
yeah,
bring back the 1 through 8.
As you know, not that we love to, not that I am in the business of giving Frank Saravalli a lot of credit these days, but Frank pointed out. I'm trying to find the tweet right now. My stupid fingers don't work. I'm not going to bother looking it up. Over the course of even when the before the system changed, you still had the division winners getting the top seeds, right? And you still had a lot of the times the 4th, 5th team would be better than whoever was in 3rd position. So that's happened before. But it is particularly egregious this season with how that's set up. And I think it was kind of the same thing last year too. I agree. I think we should go back to 1 through 8. I'm not really in favor of doing this anymore because I grew up in an era where the Ducks' biggest rivals were the Detroit Red Wings. And that wasn't because of anything that happened during the regular season. It wasn't anything that happened because they were division rivals. It was because by happenstance, they ended up playing them in the playoffs every year. And you don't get those intra-division rivalries in the same way anymore. And truthfully, as somebody that has gone to every game and so much of the road games, I'm a bit tired of looking at the Vegas Golden Knights and Edmonton Oilers. The Ducks have seen these teams, and to play them for a potential 7-game series over and over again, and assuming that the Ducks are now entering this window, and you're going to be seeing the Oilers, the Sharks, even once they jump up every single year, it might be fun for a year or two. But ask the LA Kings if they like seeing the Edmonton Oilers for a year. You run it runs its course. I would like to see it changed. I mean, that's a little bit away from what Jack's point was in terms of just
it's just insane that the Utah Mammoth, a wild card team, could very well have a better record than the whoever wins the Pacific Division.
Yeah, they could be a 4 seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could have more points than the Ducks, and the Ducks host them in the first round. That's very possible. In terms of the Ducks having the opportunity, it's there. The opportunity is there, particularly
absolutely.
This team has shown that it can play a more lockdown style. They did it when the top stars were out, right? With coming out of the 9-game losing streak. It's how they turned things around. They did it the other night in Winnipeg. They did it for the first period plus in Toronto last night. And when I was watching the game last night, I said to myself, I had the idea started brewing in my head of, okay, I can write a story of the Ducks are learning how to win proper and win their way into a playoff style that they could emulate. And then the wheels came off, and I'm not writing that today or tomorrow, and probably not till a week or two. But the ability is there for them to figure out how to do it, and you can figure out how to do it through this first 2 rounds, and say you get to the Western Conference Final, and say, yes, the Colorado Avalanche have made it through, but Nathan MacKinnon is playing on a torn ACL, and Gabriel Landeskog gets knocked out of another playoff round. I wouldn't want that for him, but these are things that can happen.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and not that Scott Wedgwood and Mason Blackwood are the greatest goalies in the world.
They're good, but they could have bad nights, certainly.
Yeah. So I
There's
mean,
there's opportunities once you get to that spot.
Thomas, I'm going to go to you on it too. The Ducks
Sure.
can get better right now. Mikhail Granlund's coming back. Troy Terry maybe comes back. I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know with Troy, right? But like you add Troy Terry to this lineup, you add Mikhail Granlund to this lineup. I mean, I think that there's a real window. I don't know how you feel about it. I know you're Mr. Colorado, so I don't know. You are Mr. Denver.
Oh yeah, Denver through and through, baby. That's why I moved back to California. No, I do think though I mean, yeah, you could see the Ducks start to get better, especially if they are able to get guys back. This later part of the season, you have just about a month left of hockey, and I mean, at this point, it's a full sprint, right? So it'll be interesting to see, but yeah, you guys made a good point earlier talking about that Maple Leafs game. That could be some sort of trap game where it's like somebody could get hurt. So that's what's kind of interesting to me with them right now.
To build off exactly what you were saying before, though, Taylor, like, yes, there's an opportunity this year, but I think what the biggest opportunity for the Ducks right now is simply gaining experience. Yeah. Like, if yes, there are this fantastical world where things all play out the way that they want them to, and they could magic their way into a Stanley Cup final somehow. And then once you're in that final, who knows what happens? Anything could go. Lucas Dostal could turn into Jay Shiger, and all of a sudden you win a cup. You never know. But the most important thing, and this is exactly what was said by Verbeek in his media call to us, is getting these kids the right experience. And even pointing down towards San Diego, like that the Gulls are in a playoff position, and getting those kids down there playoff experience, not NHL playoff experience, but playoff experience nonetheless, will do this organization so much good in the long run that you can see. And once you get to the playoffs, you can see who shows up, and you can see what real deficiency this team has in a playoff setting, that you can go into the offseason where you have a bit more leg room to make a proper trade, to address the free agent market, which there really isn't one to have, but you can get a better sense of what this roster can and can't do and what it's learned, and take that into next season and try to make this a more full and complete team, and not this fire wagon that has been very entertaining but unsustainable across several seasons. This is how you learn what kind of team you need to be and what this team needs in the long run, by taking these chances to get to the spot and see what you really are.
Agreed.
Cool.
Anything else hockey, guys? Anything else Anaheim Ducks? Anything else hockey? We're in it. We're in it. Let's go. So you guys can find all the hockey Anaheim Ducks coverage at thesportingtribune.com. Zach Kavanaugh, our primary writer. But as we get into this playoff push, it's going to be a full team effort. All four of us are going dog days of hockey season. So
well, it's a busy end of the month, because the Ducks. The one more point on the Ducks, like this, they did what they needed to do with that home stretch that they had, where they won 7 of the 9 in a row to get them into this first place in the division spot. Exactly what they needed to do, because this second half of the month is brutal when it comes to the travel. They're on this 4-game Canadian trip. They come back for the Trevor Zegras revenge game. Then they go to Utah, where I will be with them. And then they come back to play Toronto.
Buffalo.
And then they come back to play Buffalo. That's right. Toronto's at the end of. They go to the Western Canada trip, which I will also be on, which again is 3 road games. Come back for the 1 Toronto game. Go to San Jose for 1 game. Then come home for 2.
Damn.
It is a rough go, and they've done everything that they need to do to be in a spot for success at this point. And to take it all back and to not look ahead and to not think too much about what they did, the trade deadline, all that stuff. It is amazing that this team has gotten to this position right now at all. And props to them for that. And I think it's something that everyone should remember on the fan side of this, that don't forget how tough it was to get here. Enjoy this magical moment for what it is, because from this point forward, from this starting next season, everything gets a bit more serious. The fun, whatever happens, we'll just roll with the tide. That stuff ends next season, when you have to get a little bit more locked in. and this is a good time to be a hockey fan in Orange County for sure.
The thing that we forgot to mention on that, they're done with Vegas. They're done with LA. They're done with a lot of. I mean, I said LA, segueing to say good teams, which is a counterintuitive thing. LA is not a good team, but they have played the good teams, right? They're done with playing good teams. They get to play some cupcakes here, so treat them like
Schedule is
cupcakes.
favorable. Yep.
Watch that goal differential. Just play them as cupcakes, right? I mean, go beat Vancouver.
Don't play them as
7-0.
cupcakes because that's what happened when they played St. Louis.
But go play. I mean, go beat Vancouver 7-0. Get that goal differential up, right? And my heart hurts, but still, right? Like
you got Calgary twice. McKenna. You got Vancouver twice.
Calgary.
It's like Philly is winnable, but they're tough games. There's Buffalo coming in, right?
Philly would be a playoff team in the West.
Philly would be a playoff team in the West. But you get the Blues again. You get Nashville again. You get, as I said, the Canucks twice. Sharks twice.
Easy beatable teams, man.
Vegas has double the amount of games against playoff teams heading down the stretch than the Ducks do.
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, San Jose,
Vegas hasn't beaten a playoff team in like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Still do not want to play Macklin Celebrini right now, though.
No,
but
that kid is a devil.
He's awesome.
Not a New Jersey devil, just like
he's the best.
Demon. He's a demon.
He's an angel. How dare you? He's a beautiful young man.
No one on the Angels is that good.
no, they're not.
He's not an angel.
He's amazing. All right, guys. Trying to think if we have anything else.
What? Wait, you don't think Mike Trout's that good?
Mike Trout's that good.
He was.
Ouch.
Okay.
What was the game we were gonna play? What a game, didn't we? Oh, country singer or Angels minor leaguer. Baker Blankenship.
Oh, that's a minor leaguer.
Zach, Thomas, thoughts?
Minor league.
Just writing that. I'll go with the minor leaguer.
That would be Travis Blankenship, who you're thinking of. I'm talking about Baker Blankenship.
Oh, come on. That's rude.
It was right here,
That's
man.
mean.
I came up with that on the spot. It's called Creative Works. So, on that, let's just do. Okay, so I'm going to announce the rotation real quick. Zach Kavanaugh will be on the lead of Ducks coverage through the remainder of the season and Stanley Cup playoffs. Jack Janes will be secondary on that. Pending schedule, that includes playoffs as well. Jack, you'll be covering Edmonton or Vegas or whoever at that point. Thomas, you were on that list, and I am on that list as well. And for baseball season, our coverage rotation will be Thomas Murray, Jack Janes, myself, and Jack Hazlitt, who is a friend of the show, has been on the show, and also our colleague over at the Sporting Tribune.
Jack will also be tackling Duck stuff at the end of the regular season, as I'll be in England.
Hazlitt will also be on that. Hazlitt has been on Duck coverage with this week. So
also follow his UCLA coverage.
Yeah. So and then MLB draft coverage, we are loaded up on MLB draft coverage at the moment as well. Actually, Brady is on his way. No, Hazlitt's on his way to J Sarah right now. Of all things, to talk about
Hazlitt, man. Let's go.
Hazlitt's stud, dude. Hazlitt never stops.
Proud.
Yeah, between Brady Sherratt and Jack Hazlitt, those guys never stop. So, Jack Janes, your weekend plans. You start tonight in Fullerton, right?
Going to Goodwin Field tonight. Cal State Fullerton versus UCI. Check out the game there. Saturday, Disney Day, Christmas present. So taking full advantage of that. Sunday, what am I doing Sunday? Celebrating a friend's birthday. Other than that, that's about it.
Sweet. Zach Kavanaugh, what do you got going on this weekend?
It's an artsy weekend for your boy.
Oh, that's right.
First of all, finishing up watching all the Oscar nominees for Best Picture. Got a few more to get through in the next day or two.
Where's Train Dreams? Train
Dreams is probably going to be the last thing I watch, honestly. Probably Sunday morning. Probably going to go to the theater on Saturday night to watch Six at Segerstrom. It's a musical based on the Six Wives of Henry VIII.
Got it.
Yeah. Make it make sense? You don't need to. And then, of course, Oscar Sunday. Yeah. Be glued to my TV for golden statues.
two things on you, Zach, that reminded me. We did not mention Robert Duvall in our last show. Robert Duvall, one of the greats, greatest of all time. Absolutely sucks that he's gone, but time does that over time.
Duvall.
Also, Zach, found out yesterday, you and I have just one of the funniest things in our life right now, of all things, is the feud between a rock and a puppet. The Elmo and Rocco thing.
Still going.
When we were talking yesterday, that's like
didn't
the funniest.
know about that or what?
I think it's the funniest thing I've ever seen, man.
It's hilarious.
It's been going on for a while, but there was a new entry this week. Yeah,
with
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Gosling.
Yeah,
that's Heidi's celebrity crush, so I won't watch it.
Wow,
that's a good one.
Gosling's a good guy, dude.
Yeah,
he's a good looking guy. That's a hard one. He's a good looking guy.
Very handsome man. Oh my god, I just watched I forgot the name of the movie, but it's on Netflix and it has him and like Steve Carell.
Stupid Crazy Love. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
movie's hilarious. Love
watched
that movie.
it on the flight back from Hawaii.
Movie's so stinging funny.
That's a favorite in this house for sure.
Yeah, it's a good one. Jack, these things that we're talking about, movies, they're things you watch for entertainment when you're in the afternoon. So
moving picture show.
Yes.
Okay. So it's like a picture book, but it like moves.
Yeah, like like a flip book. You ever have one of those as a kid? Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like a little more,
but with real people
on a screen.
Yeah.
Robert Duvall was an actor.
Fine, Jack, don't let him get to you.
Thomas, what are you doing this weekend, man?
Tonight I'm going to the Totally 80s bar in Fullerton to celebrate a friend's birthday, and because I don't drink, but I'll probably be doing karaoke sober, and then I'm doing a bonfire on Sunday.
That sounds
what
fun.
song?
So I will sing The Cure, anything by The Cure.
Not
Please Don't Cry, Baby.
Oh God, I almost had a Taylor Swift reference, and then I just drew blanks. She only has like a million songs, and I couldn't think of a single one of them. So, no Taylor Swift.
If they have it, maybe.
Fate of Ophelia.
I would too. If they do, I would sing Lover. It's probably my favorite song by her.
Fate of Ophelia. That is what I was going. I couldn't get Aphrodite out of my head, but Ophelia, Aphrodite, same thing. I am boogieing the heck out of here to go catch a baseball game, so I will see you guys in a little bit. And then tomorrow I've got family stuff.
Grown-up stuff this weekend.
I got so much stuff, dude. We're boogieing on the baseball stuff. I'm gonna have every day, but actually I am gonna swing that game tomorrow. I'm swinging that game in between. So I got to go see my new brother-in-law in the morning. I got to help him with something. I've got a baby shower and a gender reveal tomorrow, both of them. And in between, I'm going to go see Logan Schmidt for like 2 innings. I can only do like an inning or two, and the only reason is because I'm already
Don't burn.
You're sunscreen. You're
insane. Sunday I've got a baseball game. Monday I don't. Tuesday I've got baseball. So yeah, we're boogieing, man. We're in that time of the year. So all that, and then we're a week away. That's what we got. We got Dodgers Freeway Series next weekend, guys. So that's what Jack. You're at both Dodger games for MLB, though, correct? That's what it is. You're there, and then Thomas, you're at Angel Stadium, I think, and I think I'm at Dodger for one of them. And yeah, we're in the phase, man. So one last thing, personal note. Lost a very good friend 2 weeks ago. I lost a very, very good friend of mine 2 weeks ago. Joanne Ogden. She actually played in the Professional Women's Baseball League. There was actually a character in a league of their own that was based on her, one of the Rockford Peaches. So she died this last week. Lovely, lovely woman. Really gonna miss her. So just wanted to pass that along. Just incredible person. And we're not gonna end on that. Just she was an incredible person. I'm gonna do that, but. To end this, guys, God, I wish I had a text for you. Favorite 32, not named Stu Grissom. Ducks history. Let's do it. And
Ducks history?
No.
Travis Moen.
Not Travis Moen, not.
I'd have to pull up the list.
Going Boutiettes.
Wow. I had one. Oh, Tony Ludman.
There you go.
Yeah, decent player.
Thomas is going to stay locked.
I'm looking up the list because I don't even know.
You're going to stay locked.
And I'm going to just
Or
They said no to all my favorites.
Richard
I'm going to
Park?
give you the most
Really
random.
good.
I'm
Pack.
I love
give you
Richard Park.
Jacob Larson.
That's a good one. We mentioned him a few times in this episode.
First round pick.
Yeah. 20-something pick.
Somebody.
Yeah. I'll go Alex Stalock because that's the only other one I've heard of.
He was a goalie. I was surprised how many non-goalies were 32. So
yeah.
It's kind of a tweener number for sure.
It is. Yeah. So
Steve
all right, guys,
Thomas,
let's get out of here.
Course.
Call it a
Legend.
day. Go away. Goodbye. Thank you for everything. That's Jack James. No, don't close out yet. That's Jack James. You can follow him at Jack James _ Zach Kavanaugh over there. For me is Zach Cav, ZACHCAV. Thomas Murray below me. Thomas _L _Murray.
Yeah,
you call him Tommy Lee Murray. Right. And on that note, let's get out of here. Goodbye. See ya, everybody. You can follow our work at the Sports
Tribune. For those actually watching off my screen, Jack's on the bottom right, Zach's on the top left, Taylor's on the bottom left, and
mine's completely different.
That's what you're gonna see.
Mine's completely different.
I don't care.
What I see is what
we're in the
left.
exit mode of the show.
Right.
Exit mode.
Jack,
Goodbye.
All right. Well, I'm giving
Enjoy your
the viewer
weekend.
the right stuff. All right. Peace out, everyone.